Hi, my name is Aaliyah and I will be doing my video on Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a satirical anthology series that explores the dark side of modern society, mainly with regards to our relationship with technology. The show is designed as a collection of short films, with each episode constructing a cathartic plunge into our anxieties about the futures. It's a visionary approach of anticipating where we are heading and what might happen if we don't pay attention to the latent potential dangers behind technological advancements of our world, which is typically horrifying yet imaginable. In Season 3, Episode 5, titled Men Against Fire, Stripe and Hunter Raymond are troops in an unidentified military that hunts roaches, these pale, screeching, zombie-like monsters with sharp teeth. Every soldier has an implant in their brain called mass. The mass transfers information through augmented reality, aiding in target assist, live viewing of drone shots, building layouts, and more. After his first 2 roach kills, Stripes looks into an LED flashlight that was dropped by a roach, and it interferes with his mask, turning it off. Without his mask functioning, Stripe begins to see the truth, and realizes mask makes normal people look like terrifying creatures to the soldiers. Stripe doesn't want to continue to participate in what seems to be a modern-day genocide, but he is given 2 choices, one of which to have his memories of the past few days erased, and to continue to fight roaches, or 2 is to live in a cell with his 2 kills playing on loop with no mask filter. He chooses to have his memory wiped, and he eventually returns to life back home with the mask re-enabled, as he continues to live his illusion of a life. Today, I will be discussing the concepts of functionalism, anomie, alienation, and deviance. As defined by sociologydictionary.org, functionalism is a theory that views society as a complex but orderly and stable system, with interconnected structures and functions or social patterns that operate to meet the needs of an individual and a society. Arquette, the man credited with developing the mass system, states that science has revealed that a percentage of human beings are highly susceptible to becoming more sexually deviant, have neurological illnesses, and are genetically inferior exclusively from a statistical standpoint. Rather than developing treatments for these issues, the show's unknown authority, either the military or the technological company that makes masks, they decide that simply killing them would be the ideal solution. The problem with this ideology is who really gets to decide who is superior or inferior. Just because they're not functional to your beliefs, does that mean that they are not functional at all?
They hate all the same because it's what they've been told. Soon everyone calls us creatures. Filthy creatures. My name was Katerina. He was Alec. Now we're just roach.
Another example of functionalism is the military. The war unites members within a society to come against a perceived enemy, also further solidifying the idea that the soldiers are doing what's best for the society. Next, I will be discussing anomie. Defined by Briticana.com as anomie in societies or individuals is a condition of instability resulting from a breakdown of standards and values or from a lack of purpose or ideals. The people who were labeled roaches no longer have a real sense of purpose in society. They are now trapped in a state of survival where they must steal food and live in abandoned buildings to survive. After Stripe's mask shut down and he began rescuing so-called roaches, he was also considered an anomie to his squad mate Medina because it was completely absurd for him to want to protect the enemy. Another concept represented was alienation, which is the estrangement of individuals from themselves and others, a feeling of normlessness and powerlessness caused by separation and isolation from an individual's sense of self, society, and work, as defined by sociologydictionary.org. A quick first-person perspective through Stripe shows the roaches uncovering a hidden underground shelter deep in the forest. Because of the label enforced upon them, they are constrained to alienate themselves from the rest of society in order to protect their lives. Stripe also feels alienated after discovering that everything is a lie. His other squad mates can't even begin to comprehend what's going on in his head, and he knows they'll never understand. Alienation is also depicted when Arquette pays a visit to Stripe, who is in an all-white cell after learning the true functions of mass. Through camera angles, plain white walls, and Stripe's posture, it is depicted that he feels alienated after realizing that in reality, he is insignificant and his right to free will has been revoked. He is trapped and alone. The final concept I'm going to touch on is deviance. Deviance is simply defined as any violation of societal norms. From the other soldier's perspective, Stripe displays deviance when he attempts to save the roaches. But as a viewer, it is intended that we view Stripe's deviance as morally positive. To wrap up the video, I want to point out some of the symbolism in the show and explain how it relates to real life. First and foremost, Katrina mentions how, even though the villagers don't have a mass implant, they still viewed them as roaches. She states, 10 years ago it began, post-war. First the screening programs, the DNA checks, then the register, the emergency measures, and soon everyone calls us creatures, filthy creatures. Every voice, the TV, the computer, say we have sickness in us. It's in our blood. My name was Katrina, he was Alec, and now we are just Roach. The mass implant is a symbol of the mass media that we consume every day, and how it blinds, alienates, and divides us. The majority of the episode takes place in potential worlds where natural laws are consistent with the main premise of functionalism. This perspective philosophy of mind interprets states of mind as internal operations rather than as physical or non-physical functions, basically meaning that the media we consume has a stronger impact on us than real-life interactions with people. Black Mirror episodes, due to their imagined yet probable nature, serve a similar function to these experiments in that they create hypothetical situations in which the truthfulness of a specific theory is confirmed or put into perspective. In each episode, the main character becomes less human as technology penetrates every aspect of society. As a result of their alienation, the protagonists are unable to establish their sense of identity on their own, and their specific topic stance emerge as a result of their interactions with technology. As individuals, we know some of the latent dangers behind technology, yet we welcome it into our home in every way, assuming the pros are better than the cons. Since it's already standard for most people to accept the negatives of technology, Black Mirror serves as a warning to not allow technology to amplify humanity's fragility or allow those who are powerful to exploit those who are less fortunate. Thank you for watching my video.